Right, hopefully the microphone is working. We will see tonight, today, this evening. Wherever you are in the world, it's Riverwatch. Thought we'd come down here a little bit later. Spend an hour down here when the tide. Good evening, Mark. How you doing, mate? Thanks everyone for watching. Yeah, I thought I'd come down here a little bit earlier. Later, sorry, it's been a day. Thought I'd come down here a little bit later just to... the tide obviously flows the opposite direction. I think obviously tide and time waits for no man. But yeah, when I'm down in the daytime, it sort of flows up towards the city, and in the evening it flows back the opposite way. I've noticed. It's a learning curve for me too. But here we are, Silvertown Reach, just watching the river for an hour. We're going to see what happens. You never know. But just to come down here for the chill is really enough for me. Yeah, I hope the quality is nice and good. We've made some adjustments, made some improvements. Hope you're getting us in glorious widescreen on your telly. Oh, what a lovely night it is. No problem, sir. It's a little bit windy down here, so I'm trying to baffle it out. As best I can. Should we have a little trespass? Yeah, I suppose this is one of the wider parts of the River Thames. I think it's the widest actually, and I think this particular plot that I'll do it from is about as close as you'll ever get, because it sort of kind of sticks out into about a quarter of the Thames. So as far as vessels go, which we're going to see one coming now, it's about the best spot. Is this the police? You never know. Or a small tug? We will see. Just coming through the Thames barrier. Are you getting on? No, there's no one there. Hang on, I fix. No, they're late. No worries. I won't charge you for that, all right? They might give me a free go next time. Doing their job for them, I am. Big shouts out to the Thames Clipper. I haven't even hashtagged this video. I don't know why. But off they go. Go on, give us a blast. Give us a blast. Oh yes, River. Oh shit. Yeah, RIVERWATCH is getting popular now. You know, it's getting popular. You never know. ITV might sign me up. Oh, and I'll tell you what, you do get a bit parched down here. The salty atmosphere and stuff, you do get a little bit parched. So in the winter, you'll see me here with my flask on winter nights doing it in the freezing cold, the winter rain. We're going up and we're going to go towards the city later on in the week, hopefully, for an embankment special. It all goes on down there, so stay tuned. If you do want to put a comments in the box, like, share or subscribe. If you just want to have a chat about the day, anything you like, that's what we're here for. RIVERWATCH. Let's have a zoom in on the opposite side here. What area is this? This is a place called Silvertown Reach. It's in Victoria Dock, East London, on the banks of the River Thames. It's on the site. It's sort of on the site of an explosion that happened right over there. There was there was an explosion right over there on that site all the way along. It was the Bond Mayer, I think it was the Bond Mayer explosives factory. You could do your research on it, and it blew up and caused maximum damage. It was all the way along here, and also done damage to about 6,000 properties all the way along. And the explosion itself could be heard in Bournemouth. It was that loud and killed a good few hundred people, and absolute tragedy. To sort of give you another idea, this is the Thames barrier. I'll take you up and have a closer look. We've got another clipper coming in. Let's see. And this one's the monsoon. If you want to check out what a couple of 1,000 horsepower looks like, there's a couple of Scania hybrid diesel engines in these things, and they do fly, and they're pretty quiet as well. Yeah, and this is going to make its way up to Barking Reach. I will do there is going to be a special coming soon, an actual a live on this thing, a live trip. So we've got all that coming up, don't worry. And this is going to make its way up. It'll head up towards the Thames barrier. It will ask permission from the barrier to proceed through a specific arch. It's not being serviced at the moment. Everything's hunky-dory. Just waiting for passengers to board. And I'm going to show you it from the other angle. Yeah, and what has to happen here is, as any vessel approaches the Thames barrier, they have to slow down and get in touch with the barrier, and they tell them which arch they can go through, which is normally that one, or maybe that one. And there she is, the Thames barrier. They started building it in around 1974, and it was opened by the Queen, I think it was about 1982, 84. So we're going to catch another angle. I don't know if he's swinging back. Is he going the other way? No. Yeah, clip them if you want, mate. If you want any clips, just clip away, mate. No problem. If you want to take a still. And that's the Tate and Lyle Sugar Refinery, Silvertown in the distance. The security guard, I tried to get in there, but the security guard was a bit iffy. He didn't want to know. You can't even film around it. They're very, very suspect for some unknown reason. It's only sugar. He's giving us a little show. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's he run out of diesel?
No, he's heading back.
Oh, he's heading back?
Yeah, the engineer on board.
Yeah, it's got to be something up with it, isn't it? Oh dear. Might need a tow. Has anyone got their AA membership card on them? They can help this, what is it, the monsoon? It was running happily earlier on till it got here. What do you reckon, bro? Broke down. Got to, haven't he? Bit of easy start. Captain, we have a loss of power. Hang on a minute. She's coughing and spluttering. I reckon you better dump your passengers off and fucking get a tow, bruv. It ain't having it. It ain't having it. It must be that flag on the front. Right,
You're back already?
yeah, he's trying to get it started. He's trying to get it started, but it ain't happening for him. They said they're going to turn it off, reboot, restart. I thought it funny because I went up there to see if it was going the other way and it didn't. And I thought, well, that's not right because it had barking on the side. It all goes on RiverWatch. We have a broken down clipper. Yeah, she don't sound too healthy. She don't sound too healthy at all. I think the old captain up there, he's got his instruction book out. He's got his operator's manual out. And he's just trying to get the old girl going, to be honest with you. If anyone's got a set of jump leads and a spare battery and some easy start, the Thames clear. Thanks everyone for watching the stream. Please like, share, subscribe. It all goes on RiverWatch. I've got a broken down clipper. Compromising position. Hold up, there could be an issue here. We've got another one coming in. So we've got one broken down. Oh, it's all got it's all got a bit Burke Kwong. Pete Tom. Thanks everyone for liking. We've got a little bit of an... Oh, hang on. No. Hang on. He's rebooted. He's on the radio. Has Captain Pugwash fixed it? Looks like it. No, I think he's just gonna send it, isn't he? Yeah, he's gonna send it. Sounds knackered. That is no way gonna make it down there. That sounds knackered. No power. He's just floating down. Well, he's just moving out of the way. You never know. I'll tell you what, the passengers have definitely got their money's worth. They're loving it. Oh, that sounds knackered. Look at it, smoking and everything. Oh dear. The hurricane comes in to save the day. No, hang on, he's going backwards. It's all going on RiverWatch. Please like, share, subscribe this video. This is the only place to be. Down by the river. Yeah, I think the other one, let's see what the other one's doing. Where did he disappear to? I'll tell you what, don't lose track. Don't keep your eyes closed. Don't blink. You'll miss it. he's 3 minutes late, he said. Get a move on, guys. Get a move on. And off it goes in a lot better condition than the other one, I can tell you. The old monsoon's had enough. It's given up the goat. It's smoking. The engine's knackered. It's sitting there floating, sitting there dossing out in the middle of the Thames. Just doing nothing. And I bet he wants to get home. It's always, especially when you drive things, it's always when you want to get off or get home early, it breaks down, doesn't it? I bet he's going, come on. He's just sending it, look. Go on, mate. See you later. TTFN. Au revoir. Mind you. See you next Tuesday. And what a night for it is. Loads of clipper action tonight. You never know, we might see something else. But we're here for an hour, down by the river. We did have a little bit of excitement. We had a bit of a staller. All sporting the flag of this great nation on the front. Some of them do have others, but most of them do have the Union Jack. And this one, the Galaxy, they all have different names, obviously. Oh, thank you very much. Thanks everyone for liking this video. Something to take you away from the madness and the craziness. And it's absolutely free. How about that? Yeah, I'm having a little spot. I'm having a little check. I can't see much activity down there, so we're going to be here for another 15 minutes or so. I can't see much. We'll have a little look. You never know, dear. There's loads of clipper action at the moment. Off we go with the Galaxy. Yeah, I will be honest with you. I think some of these old engines, they're sounding a little bit past their prime. Obviously, the heat gets to them and stuff like that, but yeah, they're not sounding too healthy. Sun's setting nicely. Getting a little cooler now. We will see what goes on for the next 15 minutes. You never know. Oh yeah, you have to take a good supply of sweets and any form of liquid when you come down here. I think it's when you're close to the river, it gets a little bit sort of dry and salty, if you know what I mean. So I have to have a little sweet break now and again. Standing out in this direct sunlight. Oh, thanks for that comment. It's always a chilled out stream. Well, so a lot of my other stuff is on Facebook. You know, so we sort of cover all sorts of protests and craziness stuff in Westminster, and it's always nice. Well, it's always nice to come down by the river and have a nice chill, do something different. And as I say, there's quite a few things to do when it comes to YouTube, and I'm just going to keep this channel as diverse and well, not diverse, but it's one of them words, isn't it? But try and keep it as varied as I can, and alongside the less positive stuff, alongside the shouting and the moaning and the protest, I sort of combine the two. So if you are on Facebook, you can find me on Facebook as well. So that's the kind of the nuttier end of what I do. I don't know, sometimes you see some funny things. How is this staying still and the rest of the river is running around it? If there's anyone knows these answers to these questions, because I'm learning myself, why is that happening? Yeah, don't worry if you just joined us. I'm not off for a swim. It's RIVERWATch. We thought we'd do a little evening session down here today. We're going to go further up the river, maybe come from Embankment, where all the fun happened. I actually missed the weekend. It was pretty crazy down there. So we will be coming from Embankment for a few specials. And I will be doing some early mornings down there as well. So it's all fun. Yeah, dead opposite here, that's the Tarmac refinery. And normally you get a couple of ships come down from the North Sea. They come up the Thames estuary, drag up all the gravel and sand, and they bring it down to the Tarmac refinery. Sometimes you see them come in, sometimes you're lucky enough to see them dock. I've caught it a couple of times. It's great to see because all the wildlife come out. Gives them something to feed on. So but for now it's been pretty quiet really, apart from a broken down clipper. But you just never know, you never can tell what goes on. So we come down, we come live, unedited. So if you do want to like, share, subscribe, or put a comment in the box, feel free to do so. But as I say, if you look at the Thames, as far as you know, this is one of the better places. I call this RIVERWATCH HQ actually, because I think it's about as far into the Thames as you can get from the foreshore. So you know, this is a good, I don't know, it's nearly a quarter of the way across the Thames. So you really are jutting right out. So when something does come by, you can sort of catch it in its oar. You know, you can sort of get really, and along these banks where I normally come from, you kind of sort of set back But yeah, this particular jetty is one of the best places, and as I say, it's on one of the wider stretches of the River Thames. But don't worry, I'll be coming from other venues, but this is the favourite one. This is my favourite place. And here we are for another 20 minutes, seeing what's going on. RIVERWATCH. Widescreen, on your telly as well, on your phone, worldwide. Yeah, also I will be, can see why it's got a bit of everything. It sure has, it sure has. Well, it's like any type of fishing, really, isn't it? You know, you just you never know what's gonna you never know what's gonna happen. You might get a big fish, you might get a small fish, you might get a wet foot. You just don't know, do you? You know. As well as that, it's sort of because I was in radio for a few years, and it sort of tests out your broadcasting skills. You know, if you can make something that's pretty boring seem exciting, you're sort of halfway there. But you know, with the River Thames, it's not as active. God blimey, of course it's not. It's not as active as it used to be, and the only reason why they could build the Thames barrier up here, because for many years that they needed a defence system, and the Thames barrier was basically the end of it. I think back in the day they spent sort of 400 or 500 million on defence all the way up to the North Sea. You know, if you go through Barking Creek, you'll see a similar thing. So it was the sort of last line, and they said it was going to last till 2030, but 2070. But it's not looking likely. They're saying by about 2030, the old Thames barrier, will need a bit of refurbishment, because it's not going to hold back this tide. Basically, when it sort of rises 16, I think it's about 16 inches above the sea level. If it goes above that, the barrier is activated, and it costs them about 20 odd grand a time, I think, to lift it and raise it. So but yeah, it was you know, they had plans for it in the 40s, in the 50s, but they just couldn't do it because the river traffic was so dense that any attempt at sort of building a kind of dam across the Thames would have just cost. It would have been too costly and slowed down river traffic too much. So they didn't really start until the docks was in decline, which was in the mid 70s, and they started to build it when it sort of, you know, because if you can imagine this, in its from the 1900s to the mid 50s, 60s, this place would have been absolutely heaving with ships. If we would have had RIVERWATCH back then, it would have been a fun old day just to come down here just for a few hours. But unfortunately, the Thames is not as active as it used to be. But I have done a bit of research. There's a few ships coming in to be named soon, so I'll try and catch those. Yeah, we actually caught the other day. There was a seal. I did catch him, and you get Sammy the seal. He has a little swim by every now and again, and so there's quite a bit of wildlife in here. A few variants of shark and seals, loads of different species of birds, thousands. It's all in the Thames. Apparently, they've found some seahorses as well, which which is a bit mad, probably because it's warming up. Seahorses in the River Thames. There you go, if you want some screenshots. If you want to take some stills, there you go. Yeah, that's where it all happens. That's where all your bankers are. And basically, it's sort of these areas, what they call, this is probably one of your first 15-minute cities. You know, it's sort of like Hong Kong, really. Each block has its own gymnasium. You can get your you can get your lead-free croissant and your latte, and you come out of your little box. You go in the gym and pump your muscles up a little bit. You grab your coffee, you grab your croissant, and then you jump on your riverboat, and then you go up 67 floors to your little office. It's back down and repeat. And these little 15-minute cities are basically created for the people that work in those areas. Some of them are commuter buildings, you know, for people that have got a few quid, second buildings where they live, stay here a week. And that's what you've got there. That's probably one of your first 15-minute cities. I have done a walk around this one. I might actually put it, pardon me, it was on Facebook, but I may put it on here. We'll see. Or I might do another one. Oh yes, it's RIVERWATCH, Night Watch. Don't forget, there will be some. Oh yeah, there's plenty of stuff, mate. There's plenty of stuff to do, you know. There's a few film locations, things like that. But as this is a free entity, you know, it's sort of it doesn't even sort of pay for itself. So you know, when I can get to places, when I can get around, you know, if I have the odd few pence in my pocket, if I can get to somewhere, I will do it. But as I say, you know, this channel isn't monetized or anything, so it's sort of, you know, it doesn't even run itself. You know, anywhere I go or anything I do put into it is sort of out my own pocket. So you know, we can do what we can do, and I'll try to bring you as much as I can. I can't get no fairer than that. Yeah, we are rolling into the last 10 minutes. And can't see nothing that way. I can't see nothing the other way. Not at the moment anyway. We're here for sort of 10 more minutes. Well, I think there's something coming down. It might be a clip. I might be something to round off with. You never know. We will see. Yeah, I don't know whether you might be able to see it. Let's see if it's not a very good zoom, but just past the Thames barrier, you might just be able to see the Woolwich ferry in operation. I will be coming from the other side of the Woolwich ferry in future episodes, and so yeah, we will be coming in future episodes from the Woolwich ferry, and you can get right up close to that. So in future episodes, don't worry. See what we got coming in. I think they're having a little race, to be honest with you. They're side by side up there. Let's see what we've got to round off with. Will there be will we get a little spot? I can see a couple of boats yonder. Probably a pair of clippers. Yeah, and if you there's actually, if you can see the boat unloading in the distance, you've got to the left of your screen, that is the Tate and Lyle. That's where you get your sugar. That's the refinery. I've been there many years, and you should be able to see a ship docking. I tried to get up close to that. The security guard said no. So yeah, they get a bit funny filming that infrastructure for some reason. Maybe because it's sugar and maybe explosive or something like that. I think it's got something to do with that. It might be on a list of maybe targeted venues, something like that. I should imagine it would be. But and that's why they're so tight on the security. Yeah, that's the problem, I think. Yeah, because I think obviously it's you know, and I was only walking past it, filming it, and the security guard came out and went, do you know what I mean? Years ago as a kid, mate, we used to hop all over it. But things change, don't they? You know, because this was all warehouses. All along here was warehouses. And when the docks did shut, this was our playground. You know, smashing windows all day, playing in the old factories. And here we go, a couple of clippers. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, yes, we've made some. Wow, he's going home. Yeah, we've made some adjustments. I dipped the phone in a bucket of water, smacked it on the sideboard a couple of times, and seem to have sorted it out now. Thanks for the compliments on the picture. We're doing as best as we can. I hope you're getting some of the sounds as well, hopefully. Well, you know, like the old televisions back in the day, you gave them a whack, give them a kick, call them a few names, and it tends to work, doesn't it? They call it a reboot nowadays, don't they? Lovely, lovely, lovely. Should we get a bit of froth? Let's get a bit of froth action, shall we? A bit of flotsam and jetsam. And that is what 2,200 horsepower looks like. You did that for me, didn't you, geezer? Good man. Good man. Let's quickly get off and see it fly off. Get your tickets at the ready. Oh, 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 it's all go. We had one breakdown earlier on, so if you want to rewind the video, we had one coughing and spluttering. And I think it's probably because these are years old now. And off they go. Yeah, if you want to know that one, the Hurricane. The Hurricane. We wish, eh? Yeah, they're hybrid. They're yeah, some of them are Scania. They've got two hybrid turbo diesel engines, but some of them are Scania, some of them are MAN, and they're trialing out an electric one as well. But I don't know about that. So I should imagine Sadiq Khan and his amazing plan to have everyone riding around on a mobile phone. I suppose by 2030 those will be gone and they'll probably be all electric. But they are really a fad. They're not really, to be honest with you, they were just sort of made for the nouveau riche, really, you know. And they are a bit faddy, but they have become a sort of a bit of a legacy now. So will they last? You never know. We'll see. Thanks for all the likes. If you want to share, subscribe this video, feel free to do so. It's RIVERWATCH. Beautiful night tonight. Thought I'd do a little bit of an evening. How about that? Mainly clippers tonight. Mainly clippers tonight. Not much else. Normally the thrill seekers sort of clock off about 5 o'clock. And the leisure boaters. But we'll see. You might see something. Yeah, thanks, mate. I'll stay on here for another 5 minutes. I'll stay on for another 5 minutes and I'll slowly, softly close it down, yeah. But yeah, I'll stay on here for another 5 minutes and then a bit of extra time. We've got a few viewers have just joined in, so if you do want to put a few shouts in the box, say hello. feel free to do so. It's live. It's Riverwatch, Silvertown Reach, East London Docklands. Yeah, thanks for all the lovely comments. Riverwatch is relaxing. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Because if you know Matty G and you know what we do, we film all sorts of stuff, and it can get a bit crazy. So this is really something different. And as I say, loads of other stuff to do. We've got some film locations coming up. Loads of river stuff. Off we go. Shiver me timbers. Hooray. And up she rises. Do you know what? And that's the story of my life. Look, there you go. That's the story of our lives. Just get to the end of the pier and the boat's just bloody pulled away. Let's go from port to starboard, shall we? Because when I get here, I can't say left or right. Do you know that? Where I'm standing now, maritime law says I can't say left or right. It has to be port or starboard. So if you hear me say port or starboard, it's maritime law. And this is how close we are to the other side. This is about as good as it gets on the River Thames. This juts right out into it. Far starboard. Flipping starboard. I'm learning. It's all a learning curve for me. But I've been watching it all. There's some great. I'll tell you what I do like when it's a bit when the ships are broken up. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but when ships are broken up, there's a funny bit of trading that goes on. They go to a certain part of the world, and then they get bought, and then they get taken to somewhere else in the world, and they get ran into shore and broken up for scrap. Now, I've been watching some of those videos when they actually ram them boats, those big old ocean liners. They actually take them for their last journey, and it's full steam ahead. All the horns are blazing, and they shore them, they beach them. And I was watching a few of those. Great. But yeah, such is the competitive market of ocean liners. They just become obsolete after a short amount of time. They get bigger and bigger. Yeah, so that's about it. No, there's not. No. They don't. They really don't care, do they? Yeah, but it used to be done all along the Thames. Or in some of these foreshores, what used to happen is you had families like husband and wife teams. Do you know what I mean? Just two of them, and sometimes their kids. And this was up until about the 50s and the 60s. There used to be little boat breakers, and they would buy like a couple would buy a cheap old boat for scrap, and they would break it themselves. They would come onto the they'd come onto the foreshore down here, and they'd break the boats up by hand. Do you know what I'm saying? So you know there was money to be made everywhere, wasn't there? There was, you know, the streets were paved with gold, and some of them made a good living out of it as well. You know, buying old barges and just breaking them up and cutting them up by hand. You all right, mate? Yeah. I'll just come down here, just do a bit of filming. I'll just do a little bit of river filming and that.
What, YouTuber?
Yeah, I know YouTube. I just I'm semi. Hang on, yeah, I'm